I think the major failing for this funeral, I mean, you don't have to be an Ashanti to admire what happened there. I'm a Fanti. My mom is Eve. But you cannot take away the culture, the history, the tradition, the authority of the Ashanti kingdom. It's untouchable. It compares to none, you know. It compares to none. And, you know, it's beautiful. And say adiwe this week, if you, and I'm not criticizing the kingdom, I'm just criticizing the media. If you watch other funerals, and I have to bring in Queen Elizabeth's funeral, right? Or share on any channel, you had royal commentators who understood the nitty-gritties of the funeral. Omukuta trumpets way, it is symbolic. This is what it means. When you watch that funeral from Westminster Abbey, it is education from the beginning to the end. What we haven't done really well in Ghana is to specialize, you know, specialize. There should be people who have authority over things like this. It doesn't have to necessarily be an Ashanti. Historians. Now, why we failed was that we have royal historians in this country. We have people who understand the tradition. They understand what happened. So what we could have done as media houses was to rope them in, because that's what happened with Queen Elizabeth. ITV had it, BBC had it, Sky had it, CNN, they all had it. It was education. And yes, Obi can say, or TikTok, no, be so because the stories were too many, and at some point you didn't know which one to believe. It's in going forward, and I think this wasn't the main funeral, right?
Yeah, no.
This is not the main.
Where I found some where dotty I found son. I just you for France.
You see, I didn't even know this. No, we have time to plan it properly. Say the bay coverage now. We're seeing multiple cameras. It's a camera might be crossing way because I'm watching with TV. It was a bit talking.
You should have watched UTV, cause it was like, hey. Was
quick one exactly. Media house, because
yeah, it was live too, and you recorded. It was live.
There was an experienced person like Nana Yeboy.
Okay. Then that is excellent. That is excellent. So going forward, the other media houses should watch and learn. You know, it's very important. Now to go back to the point Lexi made, very important points, because we are not telling our stories. And I don't know how, and I know we're talking about national film dialogue. How do we compete with Hollywood, Bollywood, when we are telling the same stories as they are telling? You cannot teach anybody how to be romantic. But the Ashanti story, the Ga story, the Fanti, the Ever story, they are authentic stories. I mean, it is shocking that till date, no one has done anything on Yasantwa. No, if the story is compelling and if it's compelling and exciting, you don't need to go and look for the money. Netflix will put the money in. They will produce it and call it a Netflix original. They will adopt it. Yet a horse will be a free America. And now baby, ababe Yasantwa movie. And now say Confanoche or the gentleman who brought cocoa, Fernando Po. Fernando Po, no, they buy. You know, somebody will come and do the story and will sit back and criticize the story. But I loved what happened there, and you have to give so much credit to and what does it credit to the Ashanti Kingdom, because it was what sort of finding a way to reconcile tradition and modernity, because you wouldn't expect certain things to be on TV because they were sacred, but they allowed it. They allowed it because they want to tell their to show their dominance, to show how powerful they are. And to teach you crown on your Asantehene. And you it's nice. And also what even made it very beautiful, and it speaks to the wisdom of His Royal Majesty the King, is the way every celebration in the kingdom unites Ghana. Because people came from all walks of life, from Volta, from North, from everywhere. And so it also speaks to the unity of this country and the immense power the Ashanti king wields. And we cannot, I mean, I've seen people on social media sometimes try to say, Asantehene, I said, sit down. Sit somewhere. He's the Ashanti king. There is not like that in Africa. He's the most powerful king in Africa, and we have to respect it and the reverence the Ashantis and this celebration gave to the royal stool, because it's not even the man. It's the stool. You know, it's it's powerful, and we need to give reverence to the man on the stool, and I think that's what panned out perfectly well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.